is. MacPod, as I like to call it, Mad Art Culture.
Yes, sir. This is Mad Art Culture. And since we've revived past week, this is our second session.
I think we should start a new thing. I'm really bad at doing it, and I think you're still better at it. Let's introduce ourselves, because someone might be listening for the first time, like, who are these two idiots? Who are it? And now, let's...
Well, good. Omran could start.
Let's do it. My name is Omran Shafiq. I'm a guitarist, music producer at times, a musician, and husband, father, son, like everything else.
Very good. My name is Babar Sheikh, and I am a filmmaker by the trade, and also dabbled into music, and that was my first flirtation with the arts back in the day, which eventually
was that music was the first thing?
Music was
not
first.
like drawing or something?
Yeah, it was drawing when I was 3 years old, of course, but like most kids do. But I think what I became more
when
serious
did you become
at,
serious about art? Like art as in drawing and all that? Like,
yeah,
like
I mean,
you started taking it
throughout
serious.
college, I was like I used to draw biology diagrams for my entire class, like science stuff.
Did they pay you for that?
No.
You did like out
I
of
was really
goodwill?
bad at taking money for it.
Goodwill, you were doing it. You just
I just love drawing, right? And they all figured out that I love drawing.
Oh, you do this first.
Yeah, give them a
I've been through
journal
that.
de do yaar isko. So yeah, I know you've been through that.
Yeah. I've been
So I think I just realized, and I think then I got into heavy metal. At the same time, I got into trying to play guitar, and I figured out I was really bad at it. And so I started writing my own stuff, which led me to do originals back in the day when I was when I recorded my first demo.
Which is I think more important than learning how to play the guitar is learn how to write a song. I think that's more important.
It was my handicap because मुझे समझ नहीं आती थी यार कि सुन के ये note कैसे निकालते हैं. It was like another universe, a cosmos. But yes, I was like, okay, Black Sabbath. I grew up, like the first flirtation I had with heavy metal was listen to the first Sabbath album, and I was like, okay, so they did a song with 3 notes, right? So I could write a song with like 3 or 4 notes.
3 notes is all you need, man.
And that's it. And I started writing my own doom sort of riffs and stuff, and that was it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I now think of that. Way back when I was like 50, I recorded my first demo when I was like 16 years of age.
Sounds about right.
16 or 17 years of age, I had a proper demo that was selling and being distributed by some underground labels abroad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty early on,
There's and I mean, when you're young, not young, I would say कि उस ज़माने में you could release something and be recognized for it just because no one else was doing it. I find that it's so easy to just make content and upload it that there is so much shit
but there
out
is so much, but what is meaningful and what cuts
cream always rises to the top.
You
will always get the best of the
yes.
thing. Lekin there's so much crap out there. Like there's so much. Any high school kid that's interested in playing music right now, like all the Billie Eilish fans right now, they're all sitting at home on their laptops, over beats bana rahe hain, or phir wo gana ga rahe hain, and they're releasing that. And that's like every 16-year-old has a laptop now, because you need a laptop, right? Shit, you don't even need a laptop anymore. You could record songs on you could make songs on your phone.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're just there's all that content, whereas before
I think there was more and back in the day there was more truth.
Like you would be agar mujhe in the 80s koi batata na there's a heavy metal song coming out, I'd be like, holy crap, and that, whereas I think now if you told a kid like that same age, like if I was 17, 16 and someone said a heavy metal band came up in Pakistan, they'd be like, so what?
So it's really interesting. There's a guy who connects with me now from and so, I mean, for the audiences who listen to us for the first time, then I kind of was the first person in this area, in this region in Pakistan, to sort of release extreme metal, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm still a filmmaker, and myself and Omran play in a sort of like an alternative experimental / folk post-rock band as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still dabbling into the more extreme, sort of darker sounding music. But I recently got these, very supercharged messages from this guy in South America somewhere,
Yeah.
and he's like
Like a hardcore fan.
18 years old.
No way.
Yeah, and he's like, man,
Where in South Africa?
Is South America.
South America.
Yeah, and
okay,
he's
those guys
like,
are
and you know, South America has like so many killer. Like I
They're
grew
like
up listening to
proper,
South American metal, right?
They've always
From
been
the
heavier
80s.
and
Heavier and more extreme,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
you know, you had Sarcophago, which was a band that made Morbid Angel and Deicide look like kids, right?
Wow.
And-
I can't imagine what that
Yeah,
sounds
and like it was
How do
raw
you
and
make-
extreme as
Wow.
nothing, right?
Wow.
And khair, the guy who's the front man, Wagner.
Wagner.
Wagner तो नहीं था उसका नाम, उसका कोई Brazilian
Yeah.
नाम था. He went ahead by some other moniker, more extreme moniker, but Wagner is now a PhD doctor in political science or something, and he teaches in one of the most reputed universities in Sao Paulo. And you know, and he was in Sepultura back in the day, much before Sepultura became Sepultura.
Oh,
like
really?
you know,
Acha,
back in like
he's- wow. So he's like a founding father.
he's
type
like
man.
yeah. And with that, with Sepultura became more and more a household name. He became more like he's worshipped like a cult figure, right?
Really?
For now, if I think of it, I think that is more. I mean, I love Andreas Kisser. By the way, everyone
Yeah.
should check out the new. This is not a heavy metal podcast, but it's sounding
Turning,
like one.
turning into we'll,
But-
we'll tone it down. In,
But check
in a
out the
little
new Sepultura album. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
called Cordra
Yeah.
4, and it's really amazing.
Well, the one thing that it's going to be a metal podcast. क्योंकि जो मैं आजकल जो सुन रहा हूँ, which has got me so excited, is the Mr. Bungle reunion. अच्छा,
Yeah.
Mr. Bungle for me, if anyone who knows me and my musical taste, though that band was like a formative.
Mike Patton did it for you.
Mike Patton is my all-time favorite musician, person who does music. From introduced by Faith No More, like, and then discovered Mr. Bungle. Achha, so they're like they're not extreme in the sense, but they definitely like the extreme side of music. Mike Patton has also been playing with like Dave Lombardo, who's a guy from Slayer, like a very, very
Dead Cross is their
Dead
band.
Cross was the thing.
Yeah.
So now they're playing a reunion tour of Mr. Bungle, which is like the original three guys, and they're playing their high school demo.
Wow.
Their high school demo was hugely inspired by the early thrash scene, which is SOD, like Speak English or Die, Soldiers of whatever. क्या थे? Soldiers of Death?
Stormtroopers of Death.
Stormtroopers of Death, right. Speak English or Die, उनकी album का नाम था. And which was kind of like early Anthrax, was like kind of funny, but really fast and like and aggressive at the same time, but they were kind of jokey about it. They weren't like hardcore. But then, they'll cover like, so Mr. Bungle's like doing the intro to Hell Awaits, like, old Slayer stuff,
Very
like
good.
previous from like Raining Blood. And so they've got Ian, freaking Scott Ian, sorry, from
Anthrax.
Anthrax, and then they've got Dave Lombardo from Slayer playing with them. I'm like, these guys are like thrash legends, like the
Yeah, of
guys who
course.
changed the scene.
Of course. Yeah. Bay Area, man. Yeah.
And
for
I've
sure.
been just going, and people have been posting like whole shows, start to finish.
Wow.
And I've just been watching it. They're so good. And I was like, my God, this was their high school demo that they're now got the best. The people that they were inspired by, they got those guys to play live that high school demo that they made when they were 16, 17.
Wow.
And it's badass. Itna ko mazedar. It's tight. And they're covering like old school Cro-Mags and और क्या था, but they're covering like hardcore kind of post-punk type stuff as well, and then obviously early Slayer, early
It's
Anthrax
very
stuff.
interesting of what clicks and what goes down at a certain time for it to become memorable. I mean, it's almost like a critique on what you should perceive as
Yeah.
art or not.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, they said we have 3 solid albums that people are huge fans of.
Yeah.
We're not going to play any of that.
Yes.
We're going to play our one demo that we did when we were kids that no one has ever actually heard. I tried listening to it. It's so bad. Like originally when they said what's it called? The Rage of the Easter Bunny or something. And I was like, yeah, I'll go check it out. I love Mr. Bungle. I love everything they've done. I was listening to it. I was like, it's so bad. It's like a high school record. Yani ek mic pe pura band chal raha hai. I was like, I can't make my way through it. I can't understand it. And now they're doing like those same songs.
But yeah, I mean,
With the
but
professional
deal is-
polish, and it sounds
but
freaking
professional
great.
polish se alawa, you have to see when somebody revisits their old work. I mean, that is something with which a lot of artists, be it visual artists or filmmakers, they do when they kind of revisit their roots. it's very important, and I believe what's what cuts it about it is the fact that you've spent a gap of 35, 30, 40 years between then and now, and in that gap you've evolved and you've sort of gone through a metamorphosis as a human being. Your whole understanding of the world, the whole
Changes.
understanding of art itself, of music, of perceptions, of societal pressures, whatever you want to call it, it goes through a massive metamorphosis.
Sure.
And of course, when you revisit something again, I mean,
I don't
you
even
see
know if
a
it's a
lot.
I think it's like a slow evolution. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
वही तो
just kind of
metamorphosis.
you change into a completely different person,
But there-
even from a year ago. I
But
think
yeah,
you're
but
complete-
of course, but there's something which made you what you are
Sure.
today, and that
Whatever
something was
influences
there
you.
30 years ago, right? So you have a lot of people picking up their old instruments from like 25 years back,
Yeah.
and sort of just polishing it back and saying, I'm back. I love playing this because I was thinking back in the day when I used to play
For
this
me,
guitar.
it's really hard. Once मैं कोई अगर idea सोचता हूँ, and then I make it come to fruition somehow, one way or the other. अगर कोई गाना है या piece of music or whatever. Once I'm done with it, यानी कि once I've finished the product and released it, it becomes very hard for me to listen to it. Like I can't watch videos, I can't watch old shows, I can't watch listening to an old song. Like someone, like कोई fan अगर आता है ना कि वो यार कोई पुराने कोई मौज के गाने लगा दें, and I was like, no, dude, I don't ever want to listen to that song. Not that I hate that song. It's just that I'm done with it. It's like you
Yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
once you've had some idea and it's out, then I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I can't sit here and
I mean,
listen to it
sometimes
again.
I would stumble upon stuff that I released in '99, and
It's
I
like a
like it. I like
nostalgic-
listen to it, but I wouldn't consciously sort of play it, right?
Yeah, and it's hard for me to do it when like other people are around. It's just I don't know. It just feels
I
like
think it's more of a mental block
yeah,
sort
it
of a
is
thing.
possibly a thing for me to get over.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of which, interesting evolution of musical sounds happened this past week as well. The Lahooti Melo was happening in Jamshoro,
What a
Sindh.
great event! Every year it happens.
Every
and
year
this
it happens, and for our
fourth year,
foreign
fifth year.
fifth edition. For our foreign audiences, this is the brainchild of a gentleman who plays in a world music sort of a band, and he,
Sufi folk, I would say.
Yeah, you could say
so,
Sufi
but we're
folk.
definitely world music inspired.
World music inspired folk band and Sindhi folk.
Yeah.
He sings specifically in the Sindhi language. He also sings in Urdu and is sung in Punjabi as well, but Sindhi primarily. And I think it's a great example of what a vision can be like, right? Or ek insan ka vision, and so it's kind of like a burning man in the middle of nowhere, kind of like there.
Jalta wa Maru.
So Lahooti was just happening. The band, myself and Omran play in Tara Orchestra was one of the headlining act on the last night. So we had a lot of fun, and
It was a great show. Great
Great
show.
show
A
and great
crowd,
audience,
great
great
energy.
crowd,
The
great sound.
event was lovely. The great sound as well. It had a great message and theme.
Yeah, which was climate change and environment and awareness, which was great.
The
which is-
tagline, which I actually am super in love
Impressed,
with, is eco, not ego.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great, man.
It's
That's a great.
In fact, we should have Saif here.
Let's call
with
him
us.
in. Let's
Let's
call
call him
him
in for
He's
podcast for
Ah,
sure.
he's a-
So that happened, and then there was another sort of like a dance EDM type event
Well, so
happening.
okay, we had a really fun festival that we went to in the middle of Sindh. It's in Mehran University, right outside of Jamshoro, and then there was another festival that we heard about while we were at this festival, which was this Solace Festival, it's trending everywhere. People were talking about it, and of course, unfortunately, I don't know if anything is going to come out of it as far as a positive side on it. There was a Solace Festival, which is an EDM kind of a thing.
It's
Not
like a
an
soulless festival.
Well, that depends on whether you like EDM or not. Since we're both not huge EDM people, we can maybe say that. So this was a show that they've done a couple of festivals around the city, and originally I think it started in Islamabad. This was also happening in Islamabad. Apparently, reports of mismanagement and also misbehavior from the crowd. Lots of accusations are flying around कि कौन responsible है.
Some stage went down, right?
The stage, which there was a one video which honestly, I mean, it's a horrible thing because it's not.
Have you seen that video? I
And
haven't.
people got hurt, and people got
Have you seen that video?
molested as well. That which one? The
The
funny
one
one.
that's- the
So we
stage
were
one-
laughing because it's funny because there's like Nazia Hassan and Disco Divan, and the guy's doing like disco moves, and he's really really happy, and then the next minute. It's like they all disappear, they all go down, and we laughed, but getting the reports, there was some horrible shit that went down at
Also
that festival.
weird, sort of like
It's that mob mentality that kicks in. The people were angry, they were frustrated first of all, and then these things that kept like happening at the event, I think made everyone more agitated, and eventually they were breaking like DJ equipment. There were reports of some sort of
international
harassment
DJ
and
got like a bottle on his head. Apparently, I don't know.
Did
if
they?
that's
I don't
true.
know. And then of course log itna bada chada ke bhi someone's like, oh koi mar gaye log, and I was like, there has been no reports of fatalities at this point. I don't think there are casualties. People have been hurt. Some people have been molested apparently.
That's not good, man. Nothing
Things
is,
were
like,
stolen and
terrible.
broken. Things were thrown, obviously, and so the event got out of control.
Yeah.
So now the question is, will that change anything that happens in the future? I don't know. No one's admitting any sort of guilt, and I don't think anyone is going to. Like the organizers obviously are saying कि हमारी गलती नहीं थी, and the public is saying कि हमारी गलती नहीं थी. So I don't know.
Also in Karachi, there's a weird sort of a science fiction type thing happening where there's a mysterious gas leak
Oh my god.
from the port.
swear, man,
Apparently,
there's-
there's I don't know who is responsible, and everyone's saying everything is okay.
We
There's
had to go pick up our kids at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, the schools are shutting down, and it's really weird. And most people, I think I've met two groups of people since the morning. One who are like some shit is going down, and something has gone down, and it's not good. And then the other type of people are like, no, nothing's happening. It's okay. Chill out.
Yeah, that's
You
what.
know, so I don't know what about that, but if we were to really talk about the details of that, I think it will take another show. So, I wish everyone in Karachi, including ourselves and our families, the best of luck.
Yeah.
And hope we all stay safe with this very strange thing. I mean, not the amoeba virus, the coronavirus is another thing happening, and now this is another. Is like almost like strange, and when your mind starts playing games on you. This morning, almost like when I heard about it, I started thinking in my head like my lips taste funny, like when you.
Well, I keep my sense of smell is so bad. Like, and I keep
I can't
thinking
smell.
I'm
I can't
smelling
smell
something.
anything because
Yeah,
I've got like
your sense of smell is horrible.
Gone, it's
Mine
gone.
is generally blocked. Yours is. So yeah, we might be smelling it and not realizing. But the wife was saying, yeah, that smells kind of funny over by the school. I was like, well, really? I couldn't tell.
Anyway,
So I hope.
so best of luck with that, and I think with that we
All
could
of
sign out for this week.
Yeah, let's keep it short and sweet.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think soon we'll have some guests coming in, and let's see what we're doing. But hopefully this will be a recurring nightmare for everybody.
Perfect. See you guys next time. God bless you.